that he got dinged up and missed all that time, because for a young player, it's really where you get the most reps, and you can get better in a hurry that way. So that's really for every player on this team.
To repeat myself, but do you anticipate he'll be good for training camp?
He will, yeah.
I know that's
Thank
right,
you.
coach. Let him know. Let him know, coach, that the Bears is coming. They've been sleeping on us.
And this staff and just
Because
in
we've been
general, just how
sorry.
detail.
And I get it. They've been sorry my whole life. But you know what?
All right, I'll crank it up here.
The time has come. I say that every year. And I feel goofy as hell halfway through the season every year. All right. That was some interesting stuff here. All right. So, what up, everybody? Good evening. Happy Tuesday. I hope you had a good day. I certainly did. I'm on a little bit later than I expected, but you know, we usually jump on about 9:30, right? So, you know, of course, tonight is going to be kind of like a little randomness. Not too random. We're gonna start off with a little reaction. I'm not recording yet. I'm just streaming, but we're gonna do a little bit of reaction. I got a new topic. Actually got a couple, but I think I'm gonna just hone in on one for now. We may get to another one or something. Depends on how this goes. Um, and later, I do want to play No Man's Sky. I have not played in a day and a half, and it's driving me crazy. If you don't know what No Man's Sky is, it's a game. And yes, if you're here, please know that I cover video games. I play video games, and I'm sure you've probably seen, if you follow me, you've seen one of my gameplay videos. So yeah, big gamer over here. This is part gamer channel. So yeah, No Man's Sky is this game. You see it right here, and it's
settlements in a sense.
oh man, it's so dope. So it's basically a space odyssey game, and I guess I'm in the process of letting y'all know about me. I absolutely love space. If I wasn't an entertainer in entertainment, being goofy and making music, wasting my life away trying to entertain y'all. I'm just kidding. Am I definitely if I would have did what I was supposed to do in school, I was like in magnet class and all that, but I got kicked out because I kept getting in trouble. It was a bad look for their program. But yeah, if I would have did everything the right way, graduated from school, and went straight to college and did what it would have been in science. I would have tried to go to college for something that has to do with astrophysics. I'm not a big fan of math, but everything else about it I love. I mean, I even love watching them put the formulas together. It's fascinating. And I kind of understand astronomical configurations more than I do like just pure mathematical. I mean, after a certain point, astrophysics, obviously, you know, you're gonna cross into it, but nah, I'm more into yeah. Give me molecules. You know what I'm saying? Give me atoms, give me matter, um, give me things like that that I could study and put out together. Like I love the periodic table of elements. I think that's so dope. And I think people forget like we are made of minerals. You know, it's crazy. Back I think I don't know if y'all remember, but when you used to have food, the food say on the label, you know, with vitamin, it would say with minerals, like milk with mineral, cereal with minerals, right? And to have actual iron, um, that's not in the food. Now it says vitamins. So vitamins are man-made. You know, they're man-made, whereas minerals are God-made, right? They come from the periodic table of elements. which makes up all things in the cosmos. So anyway, I would have went to MIT. I would have tried to study astrophysics some way, but probably, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking like space junk. I'll talk to y'all another day. I actually chat GPT some ideas as far as what I think. So I'll just say I'm a huge proponent of the idea that humans well, I strongly believe, I think the most important thing for us, transcending racism, sexism, religion, politics, war. I think the most important thing that to humans is our ability to get off the planet, to become interplanetary, interstellar, really. Um, and that's because Earth won't be here forever. Sun will burn out for sure. The Earth will get swallowed up by it. As it swells, as you know, it'll eventually swell up before it contracts into a white dwarf. But it's going to eat all the stars. I mean, all of its planets in the orbit. In the meantime, and we're what, on like 3, 4 in pecking order. So, but you also do have wars, and you do have anything that could happen. But the point is, we would need to be able to get off the planet to sustain as humanity. We'll have to live in the stars, nigga, like Battlestar Galactica or Star Trek, and I mean, I strongly believe. I mean, I think within the next 200-300 years, we will be living in space. If with a lot of the things that I know a lot of y'all might hate him. I don't know why, but Elon Musk is probably the most important person on the planet, not because of the money. You know what I mean? It's because of what he's doing as far as space exploration and privatizing it, making it so that anybody could at least see a blueprint of what it would be like to create a company that's in service to space. Whether it's exploration or terraforming, or cleaning up. Now, I think I was kind of thinking that too. Like my job would have been like the space trash man. You know what I'm saying? Cleaning up all the gunk. You got all the satellites and everything that's just floating around us, which is actually pretty dangerous. I'm like, yeah, man, I come and clean it up. I get that for you. $50 billion. Give me a $50 billion contract, and I will clean up all this little space shit up for you. Yeah, go ahead. It's all good, man. Y'all go talk about it. Think about it. Let me know. And then when you ready to sign that contract, baby, I'll be your trash collector. When you think of garbage, think of Akeem. Y'all remember that? You know how to do it. All right, so that was all the way off on a tangent. That shit has, well, I guess so. Actually, that's actually a really good segue. Now that I think about it, I'm totally fascinated with science and space and future tech and what life is going to be like for humanity in the millennia ahead of us and the centuries ahead of us. Millennia. As a millennial, I'm thinking of that, but that type of stuff just really fascinates me. I used to love the Jetsons. You had the Flintstones that was talking about the past. So archaeology and that's cool. I didn't really want to be in the desert digging up fossils in the heat. You know what I mean? Like that, I'm cool. But looking up at the stars and just thinking about the infinite possibilities of what is and how it's just so like we can't think about it. And it's even funny to me that it's people that think it's a flat earth or like there's no so we the only flat thing, the only disc, and then everything else when you look up though obviously has some sort of shape of sphere of some sort, right? I don't know. And they're not perfect. It's not like if you were to close up, you get a good clear shot of them. Like they're just perfectly gas planets. You know, obviously planets made of rock, made of. I can't. I'm sure there's water worlds somewhere. Think about the galaxy, the infinite number of galaxies, and oh, that's how we even got here because we was talking about No Man's Sky, and that game is basically that. Like it almost helps, but like, it almost feels like living in the future, if you will. You know, and then you come back and it's normal life. You be like, oh shit, I gotta go to work. It's normal. Anyway, No Man's Sky though, I love it. Sky, Elden Ring was my favorite game for a good little minute, but that you know, saying all that to say, I be going off on tangents. Boy, y'all love makers, y'all just gonna have to rock with me. You know how it go. You know, we just be, you know, and be sure to be sure to join the Discord that's finally up. The link is in the description. Also the Reddit for the Love Maker community that's up. So go and check it out. Actually, yeah. See, they're all new. All right. So jump in, be a part of the beginning. Don't be one of them folks that come in later down the road. Like you gonna do that. Most of y'all do that anyway. Like how, hey man, I seen your video, buddy. That was funny. That was dope, man. Did you hit the like button? Did you hit the subscribe button? Did you leave a comment, bro? Because that's what count. You know? So do that. If you haven't done that yet, go ahead and hit the like button. I appreciate it. And I never think I'd be the one to say that. And I keep telling y'all that, but I be looking at them numbers. That shit count. That's important. I need them likes. So hit that like button. You know, and watch the video. I'll do better and make sure that they're entertaining for y'all. Anyway, so yeah, future tech and all that stuff is just really important. And what's interesting, what brought me to this whole thing, and what I meant by a segue. If you've been rocking around my little hole, you would have been like, dang, Chuck, you brought it back. I know. Wait till you see the live show. So it's been a discussion with Timbaland, and to me as a musician and a producer, you know I make beats. I have Timbaland. I would give him probably, if I think about it, he might be my favorite hip hop producer of all time. When I think about the impact and when he came in and how his sound is just the type of stuff that I'm on, like just very on its own, you know, literally its own drummer. You know, when I was just much younger, I was a little whipper. When you first heard Missy, I think Missy's song was the first one. I Can't Stand the Rain, but you didn't really know that's who. You just knew the beat was. You was like, what the hell is that? And I think and then it was Up Jumps the Boogie. Oof, man, look, when that Up Jumps the Boogie first came out, I mean, to this day, I still, as soon as you hear that, we gon' show. And Mag can't, you know, God rest his soul, man, because I love Mag. He could not rap worth a damn. If you ever listen to what he was saying, he wasn't saying a damn thing, but he rode the beat so well. Like he was just such a great, he just understood the music and he understood his lane and he didn't take himself too seriously. And I think, you know, I heard a few verses when he legit went off. He might have said a weird line or two in there, but he would always go off, man. So yeah, rest in peace to Mag. But that whole little wave when they first dropped with Genuine and Aaliyah, of course, Total, like it was just crazy. I bought that album. I remember buying Welcome to Our World, and shit on everything I love. I say listen, 2 months ago, I was at work and I listened to the whole album from the beginning to the end. And I love all his albums, but his beats were always so different and so crazy. And I think a big part of what people are disappointed in when it comes to this and what he's doing. So I'll say, if I haven't yet, obviously he's introducing a new AI artist. Not a new one, I guess the first one. The first, I don't know how you can sign an AI artist, but they are saying it. So maybe if they're just doing a real collection of you know, her um I don't know, previous performances or so therein lies the issue, right? How are you building this character? Where did you get it? So if you know, and if you not, if you haven't been on Twitch, and a lot of you older niggas ain't been on Twitch because y'all don't know nothing about it, you got to get with it. I'm on Twitch right now. Some of y'all are watching me on Twitch right now. What's up? Appreciate it. What up, little makers? You know, it's he for like I think really Fridays or I think even for a minute, like every day, he was he'd come on live and he'd have people submit their beats or they would have already submitted their beats online or through some sort of portal he has. And I don't remember the names of it. We're gonna go through all that now, but they would submit their beats or their song, and then he'll call them up or pull them up on live, and he'll have them perform and let everybody hear and say what they think about it. And it was crazy because he's been doing that for a minute, and now it just so happens that he's talking about this AI artist, and people are concerned. Like shit. So where you been getting that from? Like how you build that? Have you been using the artist that you know? And I guess that's a very logical thing to think, you know, and it's unfortunate because, you know, like I said, I love Timbo, but you know, if he doing, you know, and so I'll go ahead and say my piece and then we'll get into the video, or at least my point of view about it. So you just know, right? I'm a purist as far as an artist, right? I'm a purist as far as humanity, right? If it was us between us and AI or us the cyborgs, I'm team human. All right. I don't give a damn. And when it comes to art, I take that extremely seriously, and very personally, because it's a lot. It's a lot to be a creator. I've been a creator and an artist my whole life. I mean, I know y'all like, nigga, I ain't never seen you on nothing. Well, I'm on stuff. It was probably whack or just never released if it was dope. And I got stuff coming out this year, so just hold tight. Y'all gonna be shocked. Y'all gonna be shocked. Shout out to them boys out there in LA. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'll shout them out when I can. But yeah, this is it's a very serious thing for me. To take the time and the energy and the effort and the you know the courage to and the determination and where you go through so much as an artist, like you know you lose out on relationships, you lose out on time and friends, or you know you might lose your sanity, your health, all kinds of stuff. You know you might lose your house or be homeless, and I've been there. You know I've been homeless in LA on TV. You know what I'm saying? Same day, go to my partner house and we see the episode that's airing on TV, but you know, I was sleeping in my Prius, you know, so it's and trust me, a lot of people's out there like that. A lot of y'all be thinking just here you in Hollywood and you on TV, you straight. Nah, dog, take it from me. I lived 5 years in Hollywood. I've done stuff. Hold on. I mean, I've seen some stuff. Hold on, let me see. I understand the game. How about that? Damn, see, you gotta be careful with what you say. Because Hollyweird is Hollyweird. You know what I mean? Like it ain't no joke. But I digress. That's another episode, another topic. We'll talk about my life in LA, right? I guess so. Anyway, so yeah. So this is troubling to be the spearhead, to be the almost the pinnacle of the when you think of creative hip hop, you know, you almost think immediately of Timbo. So for him to be spearheading this or be the one that's kind of trying to indoctrinate all of us into thinking that it's viable, like I you know, I just you know, it's very saddening to me. It's disappointing, and I'm trying to see it from like I'm looking at it from another point of view, and I've tried, but I just you know. So anyway, but that's my piece. So what we're gonna do is go through this. So there's some couple of clips. I'll start off with saying, so because of that, like my point of view off of what I just said, he ended up dropping this little commercial. I seen it on his Instagram, but he ended up dropping this, which was yeah, basically roasting all the artists who have issues with him doing this. And I'll just let you judge it for yourself.
AI is ruining music. Whatever. Go ahead and cry me a river, since Timbo Stamp is on that too.
Hey, that's funny though.
Y'all crying about AI taking your spot, but your songs barely mix. Why would we train it on that?
Man, y'all scared of AI, but record every hook in Melodyne.
Auto-tune is AI, baby. Y'all just didn't complain till it started writing better hooks than you. Timbo ain't the villain, he just not babysitting y'all no more. You want opportunity, but ain't got output.
You worried about AI stealing your sound? Bro, you ain't got
Damn, like
one.
Who am I kidding? I ain't had no bars to begin with.
AI is ruining music.
you see what I'm saying? So, like I said, Timbo been getting a lot of backlash for that. And to be honest, hey, first and foremost, I'm a comedian. That's funny as hell, you know. And if he gonna shoot back, that's how you shoot back, buddy. Right here though.
I ain't had no bars to begin with.
AI is ruining.
Why he had a little dude in the corner like that though? Anyway, so after that, of course, a lot of people have been going off on it. If you look at any of his most recent posts on Instagram, you'll see, you know, they've been flaming him, you know, with the idea of that, you know, artistry comes from the soul, man. Like you can't duplicate the human experience. Well, hold on, I take that back. You can duplicate the human experience, but you can't experience the human experience without being a human. So there's no way that you can truly produce or create anything as AI that would that could really have the ability to create something so unique and so new, right? I mean, to be honest, you almost take out the space for God and for what the ethereal can bring, you know. There's a point when you're like freestyling or where you're like in the zone or something like that, or when you singing your heart out, or you really playing, you ain't even got your eyes open, you just at it, you know, and you go into this you go into this zone, you know, and they got a name for it. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank for it, which is goofy, but you know what I'm talking about. I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about. You get to a point where you blank out and you tap into something else, you know, and that's where the real magic comes. That's when it really happens. You get in your damn, I was almost finna say using your Zen, but that ain't it. Using your Venn diagram. I'm just kidding. It's wordplay, okay? I understand what I'm saying. But yeah. So anyway, so the other day, Guru, who's also another legend producer, they were having a conversation about all of that, just you know, about it. So that's Guru, obviously. This is Timbo's, I guess, creator guy. That's his partner. So he a yes man for him. And I don't know who he is, but he got a goofy smirk and I don't know why he got that chain on like that, but hey, what can I say? It's actually pretty dope. I ain't even gonna trip. I ain't even gonna hold you. All right, so let's see what they talking about.
On radio.
And mind you, Guru's in defense of art, the pure, I say the pure idea, the purest idea. Okay.
Remember that point where everybody was copying you?
They
I'm talking about
still
everybody.
do.
Everybody, right? We got tired of it and then moved on. So after we get out of that phase, we get to a Justin Timberlake phase. Okay, now y'all copying the Justin Timberlake phase. And then we can go on and on. But what we're trying to do is make sure that the human emotion is still in it, to make sure that we still get to represent who we are from learning and being older. Like a Jay-Z at whatever, 28 years old or 27 on a Reasonable Doubt is different than a Jay-Z on a 444. But if I would have left it up to AI, y'all only have Reasonable Doubt, you would have never got to 444. That's the point.
And it's like it's
we're leaving out the taste factor.
Exactly. And also, I mean, to be honest with you, man, it's like it was I think, regardless of what I was trying to make, it was my taste of what I was hearing in my head.
Did you see that in my post? I said, yo, bro, you leaving out your impactful taste.
You gotta understand, I did that shit with spoons. Cause my mom couldn't afford a keyboard. I couldn't afford stuff, but it was my taste. So no matter what I used, I was gonna get the best because it was in me. That's what God gave me.
Tool is.
No matter what the tool is, I know how to play.
But hold on though. Hold on. So if you still gotta know how to use the tool, the training of using the tool is still part of what makes you make what you make. Even the restriction of the tool.
message.
So if I could take all of jazz and I could program this thing to say, yo, here's the history of jazz music. Someone who's never touched an instrument ever in their life could go, you know what? Give me a song that's 25% Coltrane, 10% Monk, 10% this person, 10, and put. It's like you never had the training to understand. And I'm saying jazz because that's like one of the hardest things to play. Jazz players don't play for the audience. They play for themselves.
Right.
They play to show off to other jazz players.
Right.
To show that you can play on that level. That's a real deep thing. So to even stand on the stage at Minton's, right? And be like, yo, we taking this away from what regular jazz is and we're going to create this new thing. You had to already have the old thing to say that we moving away from that to get to this new thing. That's what make Coltrane. So if anybody can do Coltrane, it's like when kids come up to me and be like, yo, I could play Coltrane's song better than Coltrane. I'm like, wow.
Hey, look at Buddy in the top right corner. Now, I ain't gonna front. It just kind of went over my head a little bit, but I think he's saying the right thing. And Buddy right there, and just with the chain, that's big goofy chain activity.
What I want to do, I already heard Coltrane. That's his expression.
My bad, dog. He probably, if you see this, I'm just talking. I don't know. It's funny.
Just because you can fire a pistol don't make you a sniper, though. You know what I'm saying? Just because you know how to access a tool don't make you a sniper. And I think
but what I'm trying to tell you is that we now have drones that can fire as good as the best snipers in the world. So you're taking away the thing of studying to be a sniper.
Right, no doubt.
You're missing the point.
But at the end of the day,
okay. But like, does it take away? You said take it away to be a sniper, but guess what? A real sniper gonna know how to work that drone sniper because he is a sniper.
Yeah, and Tim, this is where I go back to saying that you already have. Yes, of course. If I have my choice of people who gonna work the drone, I want a sniper. But
they modeled the sniper, the drone after the best sniper.
Yeah,
the best sniper gave him that information to be.
No, they didn't.
No,
they didn't.
You think it's just a computer? You think they just typed that in?
No. What I'm telling you is that the best drone was made off of a program, whereas the best sniper know how to duck. He know what the weather look like. The drone don't know that. He know how to breathe. He know what the situation is. He know how to move. All of that. And you giving that information to somebody who ain't a sniper, who don't know how to work. All you doing is you saying, yo, it's people literally right now in war. It's kids playing video games. They doing like this, killing people.
The video games, they got more. They got more knowledge of being a sniper than a sniper now.
I hear.
So, I get it, and that wasn't the best metaphor. Like I get what he's saying though, and the point I feel like he's trying to make, people, there's when you're using AI, it's like any other tool that you have. So the tool is only going to be as good as the user. But there's something to be said that what it took for that user to be the user that they are, even if the model is modeled after the user, you know, it's the point is though it's still not the user. You know, the user potentially has experience and other information or knowledge that, you know, this AI only, it only knows what it knows, but I do know that AI can learn, but I think that learning, unless you know they can self-learn and pick up the own information that they want, which if they do, boy, we in trouble. But for the most part, that it's just AI. You know, it's a gang of prompts. You know, it can only, like any other computer, at least up to this point, you know, it can only do what it's told, right? So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Anyway, but I think this part was, yeah, okay. This might be it. That might be it.
Right. That's the biggest question that I've seen. Where what the perception was like, oh, Tim is giving opportunity to young boys. Even my young boys from Delaware. Some of them that I mentor, they came on the show, and that was the number one question that I seen. It was like, yo, are you training AI off of our music?
Okay.
So can you address that one first?
Okay. First of all, I can't train. I don't own the company to do the training data. Now, what I do, I am a partner of Suno. Some people don't like Suno, and some people do. I use Suno for a tool. So as I was with them building on this tool, there are a lot of, as you build, I uploaded all my beats. How I use it as a producer tool, like a sampler, right? So it gives you personas. And what I did, I started learning more and more how to become a prompt operator. So I never trained off of, you can't train it. It has to learn you. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to prompt to get the best product out of this tool. So it's not about training it. It's about you learning how to work with it. You know what I'm saying? Learning code, learning like, okay, if I say, yo, I call it Baby Timbo. So if I say Baby Timbo, I need my 808 to hit a little harder. I ain't make it hit harder. The one that, like, now remind you, I'm giving it original Timbo beats. So it's not like I'm using it to generate how, I call that the karaoke side, right? I call that like, you know, and whatever. But I give it all my, cause you know, dude, I got drives and drives of music. That's number one. So I give it my beats that's like, oh, I can reimagine my beats. But in order to reimagine, you have to learn how to prompt. And I'm like, yo, this is true. Music is gonna be a new wave. But it was aggravating to me because I said, yo, this ain't music, this ain't blah 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 blah. But I'm like, yo, this is a way to get inspired and never be blocked.
And let's pause there, Tim. Like, so one of the things that I wanted to explain.
Well, before he get into it, to be honest, I actually agree with that. You know, when I use ChatGPT, it's you know, as I'm learning to use it more and more, I'm improving the prompts that I'm creating to get it to do what I want it to do, to maximize what it, and it teaches you, like, as you're using it, you know, you'll see the mistakes it might make or the little, so you kind of get better at being specific at what you're asking for, you know. So it is like a code on, and I do feel like that. I do feel like it's like an excellent personal assistant or an executive assistant. Yeah, it's been helping me put a lot of these projects together. So I get what he means as far as chat GPT. I mean, like I said, I wish Guru probably did a better argument, but
right. Like, we wanted to make sure, this is me as a professor, as a teacher, you know, I'm over there, Jay gave me the green light, and we over there with LIU, with the university, right? So it's us teaching musicians, not only just regular music or how to play, but the business and all of it. So one of the things that I'm big on is not giving a fourth grader a calculator, right? I want you to learn how to add first. So I think one of the things that people are skipping over is that you put in your hours of learning your craft, right? And I also, it's big for me where I'm like, certain people will have opinions that maybe have one song, never have done anything, where it's just like, no, Tim has put in his hours. So I wanted to make sure that that was clear, because that was one of the things that was bugging me out, because I'm like, Tim, and I think I put that, one of the things I said was I let off with love, right? But I also was like, I have kids that worship you. When I say worship, it's like a worship. They like, Tim was who raised me. And I want to make sure that the kids don't have a calculator before they learn how to add. That's my biggest thing. So I want to make sure that they know 1 + 1 = 2, 2 times 2 = 4, before they get to the So of course, and the people that was coming at me was like, Goo, if you work at a Fortune 500 company and you the accountant, you're not going to do this by hand. You're going to use a calculator and a computer. That's why we have these tools. And I'm like, I get it, but I learned how to add first. So I think that's necessary for us to see. Like, you learned how to add before you went to the calculator.
There you go. I had 30 years of experience. 30 years of experience. So now there's a tool to take my 30 years and multiply that. Because you know how many beats I have on a drive? Just sitting there, I don't touch. This tool has allowed me to be even more creative than I ever been, because it's like,
put up a good argument, or
I can reimagine and tell and prompt and tell a snare to go over here, versus me going on my Ableton and doing it. Maybe take me a little longer, but then
shout out to Ableton. My Ableton Push 3 is right here. I record out of Ableton. Y'all already know. Where's that? See that? I got that thing queued up on deck. You know what I mean? Oh, I ain't gonna do it.
What I do is get the stems and put it back, and it's like one hand watch it. It's going back and forth. You know, it's like back in the day when I had a 4-track. I just overdub. It's just me.
Yeah, man, Ableton, man. If y'all see this, man, send me something. But I do product review. I need to do some product reviews. Which one was the one? So I gotta admit, every time I heard Guru just now, maybe I'm not picking the best clips, but I'll do better next time. But he definitely I think Timbo made some really good points. Guru kind of was, I got what he was saying. That's not the real issue. That's not the real feeling though. AI is already deboing artists or, you know, people in other workforces, and I think, you know, we don't want to see that happen to artistry. It'd be a crazy day when you can't tell the difference between, you know, a real artist and another one. But also that begs the question, you know, does it even matter? You know, as long as it's dope, as long as it sounds good, and the person who created it or who prompted the AI, so to speak, of whatever that came out, whatever was produced out of that, if that was dope, I mean, you know, you know, is it more important to prioritize human emotion, or like, or does it not matter? Does it just have to be dope? You know, what do you think? I'm curious. Leave your comments down below. You can even, like I said, join the Discord. The link is at the bottom. The Reddit's at the bottom. So the way we want to play this out for the future, just so y'all know, Reddit, feel free to drop whatever you want to see me talk about. If you got some of interest, put it in the Reddit. And then that way, not only can y'all go ahead and start talking about it, but that'll give me a fresh feed. So instead of me running around trying to find stuff for y'all for me to talk about, y'all send me things y'all want me to talk about. You know, it would make that much easier. Feed me some stuff to talk about, and I'll give y'all the heat on that. And we'll learn about it together. We'll discuss it together. This is a safe space where, you know, no matter what you think or however you feel, you're definitely welcome. Just don't be disrespectful. Because, you know, you'll always get banned. You'll always see about you, you know, and sometimes people might know you, so you might shut up. You might not want to say nothing. They'll come to you where you stay. But the Reddit is for leaving stuff. The Discord is for live chatting. So when I'm playing the game, or instead of, if you're having a hard time being able to reach out to me right now on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube right now, that would be the place to go. I think I'm gonna want to try to consolidate everybody into the Love Maker Discord. So but yeah, as far as this video, let me know what you think. I think that's crazy. Is it more important for is it more important to ensure, is it important is it mandatory that the only way it can really be considered true art is if it's made by a human, or do it not matter at all and it just has to sound dope? Like, you don't give a damn. Like, as long as it sound dope, it's fine, or it look dope, or it's cool to see, whatever the case may be. I don't care. You know what I mean? Get it how you live. What do you think? As for me, I'm out this thing. I'm gonna work on this beat, and then I'm gonna play No Man's Sky in a little bit, and I think I'm gonna cut this video and post it up. All right, I just stopped the recording. Whew, that was a good episode. Yeah. I hope it sounded right. I hope the sound came out right. I done paused it with Tim making the craziest face.
No, it's called great music. It's know how to do it. If you close your eyes, because I know
Okay.
you're great. I watch
Maybe I
your
should edit
page.
it.
You're good. And if you close your eyes, yeah.
Wait. Did you listen to his music? Did you listen to his music? You listen to his music?
So look, you're good.
No.
But if I close your eyes, you can. If you close your eyes, it's gonna have it's a feel. That's that John feel. That's that John. It's like only you can do. It's a feeling.
Yeah, man.
Feeling is feeling, John. Come on, bro. I don't know how you, bro.
But what I'm saying is that's us, bro. We've gotten to that level where let me not say we. What the fuck am I talking about? I've gotten to a level where I'm pretty talented. You are obviously at the next universe with this, right? What I'm saying is we took the years, the time. It's okay for us to go on fucking Splice to find some loops instead of calling up you know what I mean? I think still I would love to have a live producer in the room. I mean, live, bassist in the room. But at the
bassist.
But I'm not talking about replacing them, bro. If I can have a bass line and I can get a bass player like my man 48, I think he's in here. He played a bass line better than this fucking loop. But the loop also itself was from a human being, so it's not like I'm getting AI to make me a loop. Personally, I would never do that. I understand sometimes there's a necessity, but at the same time, you're cutting community out, bro. If think about it, 10 years in the future, when AI has taken over, you're gonna have fucking incels in their room using AI to make songs and symphonies because they're master prompt writers, but they don't know how to have a fucking conversation. They can't talk in a room like us with right now. They can't function normal. They're gonna become a shell of themselves because now all they do is sit in a room alone, prompting.
I mean, I see what they saying. My issue is I don't see how AI can duplicate the human feeling. I don't think
that's the biggest question.
I don't think it's possible that they can capture that feeling that gives you chills. Now, you might hear something that's dope. You might even hear something that you think is just super incredible. But I just find it hard to believe that, it'll ever be able to just produce on its own something that just takes you there. That's a whole new feeling. Like, what it's like when you hear a brand new something, or you seen something that just truly moved you. It affects you, and it only came from a unique experience, that only comes from the human experience, right? Like, yeah, I think that would be what we would be missing if we just went all in. But what do I know? What do I know? I'm just Chucky. But No Man's Sky. This was the other game. No Man's Sky, there's 3 other games that are kind of like it. But
I've been playing Elite Dangerous for more than 10 years now. Crazy to think
damn.
about.
Yeah, they all
I've
came
got
out
all
10
the
years
ships,
ago.
engineers. I'm triple elite. But today we're going back to the beginning. This is the second attempt at this challenge. a challenge where we clear our save.
Yeah, we're not
The
finna.
stream, and we've upgraded.
It's a little space. Yeah, yeah. See, that's so cool. I ain't finna show y'all that. I'm finna show y'all my jam. And I gotta watch that Cubs game. I hope we won. Oh man, I hope the Cubbies won. It looked like we did. Hold on. Let me look. Come on, Cubbies. Yeah. We won 8-4. Can't believe we lost yesterday. And the other game, the last game. Who's we playing? The Tigers. It's crazy. I can't wait till they come to Atlanta, man. You know what I'm saying? Not till the end of the year though, but yes. Let's see.
Hey guys, that Earth emoji meant that No Man's Sky.
Look at
Bring your
this.
starship nose in the direction of every planet, wait for the scanner to recharge, and if a planet or moon was behind another one, you had to fly around it and physically orient yourself. No more. Once you unlock this in your freighter tech tree, all you have to do is build a scanner room in your freighter, warp to a star with your freighter, preferably one with.
See, if I start, yeah, I gotta take care of some stuff before I do it, because if I don't, what's this?
Feature on this, or I don't know how to use it yet. So you could tap back in. I'm gonna see who else is calling. I appreciate you calling. We here. Run the lights up. Salute to SJ. Salute to my whole team. Run it up, run it up. Salute to the Stream Boss, okay? Go to thestreamboss.com for all your streaming services. We're gonna run this commercial. You want pay-per-view, sports, movies, and all that? Who are the biggest?
That nigga's
Nevertheless, we didn't come to play. Salute to Songs by Alicia. Let's get it, y'all. Salute to the Rec Mob.
What's happening?
We here.
Two of the biggest security guards I ever seen in my life. They were doing for security for G. Line, I'm flying. Them brothers came up to me and said, "Hey man, you know we had a green light on you for years." Oh wow. We were told when we see you, just do it. Just do it. All bills will be paid. I don't know what just do it meant. They was like, man, we were told that when we see you for years, to let you have it. But no, we fuck with you, blah, 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 this and that. They told me who it was from and everything. Wow. He not like us. He not like us.
Damn.
Okay, that's a fact. Okay, I ain't making none of that.
See that? We show love, man.
The only reason I don't say his name is I don't want him to sue me.
You kind of deserve it.
I don't remember what year it was.
Green light? Yes. He was going mad hard.
Oh, I'm not sitting there acting like a victim.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Like,
no.
Why does he deserve
Damn.
that just because he was talking shit?
yeah, I don't know. Talk shit back.
No. If you got the means,
Yeah.
I just thank God for always blessing me. That's why I know every time I got jumped, punched in the face, I was supposed to. Two of the biggest security guards.
We're gonna get back to it. So he didn't want to reference who it came from, but obviously you could see the image on the screen, and he referenced not like us, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I tried to care. I thought I cared. I don't. See, they doing them different. See, another day. That's crazy. It's crazy, man. Y'all didn't see now they rising up. Oh, horrifying.
They just loot.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying, man? The news be crazy. Sometimes you just get tired. You ain't doing, you know what I mean? Look at the 5th day. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna look at something much more cooler. You know what that is? These guys not know what they're talking about. I love it when I get to watch mainstream media and they talk about Bears. They know. They think they know. They have no idea.
We saw it already with Jared Goff, and he can do this with Williams. He just has to do what Ben Johnson does. Also, that A's catch, overrated. That's my take. I didn't think it was that impressive.
All right, fair enough. Well, let's move forward, and then we can go back.
We can't show that.
But a new system.
He played
improved offensive line. They've got plethora of weapons on the perimeter. I don't think there's a quarterback in the NFL under more pressure than Williams.
I don't think there's a quarterback in the NFL under more pressure than Caleb Williams. I can't tell if that's just your naturally resting linebacker face.
Yeah, I don't think he is. I don't think but he got pressure on him. And definitely not, he ain't even the most pressured one in the division. I would have to give that up to, I gotta learn what I can do with this sports stuff, because I know they be coming for heads. I ain't gonna, but, oh, I like that. I like how they're recording. All right, but yeah, man, it ain't no telling. What the hell am I talking about? Yeah, it ain't no telling what they gonna say. I ain't got time for that. I ain't trying to go through it. All right, man. Well, it's beginning to look after that. Oh, for order. Will you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you, so let's make the most and we gon' smoke this hay. I really don't care what anyone say. You can't be mine. You can't be mine. Bitch, oh please. I don't know. I ain't. Won't you please, please, won't you be mine? What's wrong with me, man? I'll be back in a little bit, man. Let me try to freshen up and stuff and eat. And I'm gonna try to play No Man's Sky because I really want to. And I'm gonna edit this and I'm gonna go ahead and drop this video too. So yeah. All right. Stream.